Hello Africa, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great, mama.
Hey, greetings. I am Harry again with the Afroscope project, where we beam the African ways of life to the world through infotainment. And that means we inform you with or through entertainment. And today I bring you our second edition of our series titled Afrocultural Festival. And we are going all the way across the seas to our diaspora Africa in the Caribbean. And I'm talking about the world famous Trinidad and Tobago annual Carnival. Here we go.
Beautiful continent, beautiful people. Africa gets everything. Make we know the jackpot.
Folks, I crave your indulgence as I give you some background information about Trinidad and Tobago before we dive into the carnival. So, here we go. And as always, the beginning is a place to begin. And of course, the beginning is about the presence of Africans on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago. It started with transatlantic slave trade of the 16th to 19th century AD. In other words, the slave trade that started from the 1500s by European countries, mostly Portugal, Spain, France, Britain, Denmark, and Netherlands. It ended in 1867 when the last slave ship arrived in the Americas. The region known as the Americas include North, South, and Central America and the Caribbean islands. Most of the slaves in the Americas were from West and Central Africa. In 1833, abolition of slavery, otherwise known as emancipation, happened, and all the slaves were freed. Many freed Africans on the Caribbean islands stayed on those islands. The major 13 islands include Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Cuba, Dominica, Dominican Republic, Grenada, Haiti, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia Island, and of course, Trinidad and Tobago. Now, let's fast forward to the post-slavery era, when colonization was still going on by the Europeans on the islands. Trinidad and Tobago are two neighboring islands and two separate countries until 1889. Trinidad was a colony of Spain and Tobago was a colony of Britain. Eventually, Britain acquired Trinidad from Spain in 1814. In 1889, Britain merged or amalgamated the two colonies into one country named Trinidad and Tobago.
Time we come alive to jam up your and get your fight.
As one country, Trinidad and Tobago gained its independence from Britain in 1962. Now, I'm going to give you one more piece of information before we dive straight into the carnival. Currently, Trinidad and Tobago has a population of about 1,513,000 people. The dominant races are Africans with 34.2%. Indians and Tobago indigenes comprise about 35.4% population. The remaining 30.4% is comprised of people of mixed blood and other minorities. Okay, folks, the time has finally come for the fun. And we are going to dive straight into the Trinidad and Tobago annual carnival. And we're going to start with a quick rundown of 5 major features of the carnival. And here we go. The carnival is an annual event which happens for 2 days in the month of February. It comprises 5 major features, including what they call the Mass Parade, and that is MAS Parade. And Mass is the shortened form of masquerades. Another feature is the Calypso and Soca music.
Shaking it all over town.
Also, the Juve Party, a costume and parade feature, and then what they call cultural fusion.
Beautiful continent and beautiful people. Africa gets everything.
Okay, folks, I'm going to give you a good taste of each of the major features of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. And I am going to begin with the beginning. Here we go. It is called Juve Pre-Dawn Street Party.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Goat Life TV, where we show you guys a little bit of our digital nomad lives.
It's Carnival season here, and we're heading out for Juve morning.
Juve is French word for daybreak or morning. There are 2 significant elements of this feature. One is that it marks the beginning of the carnival. The other is that it starts just before sunrise, and that's why it is called Pre-Dawn Street Party. It's usually on the Monday before Ash Wednesday in the month of February, which means, of course, that Trinidad and Tobago annual carnival kicks off on a Monday and ends on Tuesday. The Juve Street Party is a very peculiar and very wild scene, marked by painting of people's bodies with paint and mud, and of course, music and dance.
Take it to them, take it to them, take it to them. All up in your 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 take it to them. Yo, master, take it to them.
And now, time to showcase another significant feature of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. As already established, Trinidad and Tobago is comprised of Africans in the majority. Among Indians, Europeans, Trinidad and Tobago indigenes, and the Creole populations. So, cultural fusion is the aspect of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival where the major cultures or races on the islands exhibit and celebrate the combined influences of the major cultures or races on the island. And in the spirit of that intercultural fusion, I am going to end this with a great performance of African cultural dance by some wonderful, some great Indo-Asian performing artists. Here we go. Next is what they call the Mass Parade. That's M-A-S, Parade. The short form of Masquerade, Parade. Here we go. If you've been following Afroscope Productions, you must have heard us talk about the fact that all countries of the world have their own forms of masquerades. We mentioned this fact when we condemn African Christians in Africa who misguidedly see African masquerades as demonic. What you are looking at now are some of the forms of Africa-influenced masquerades on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. For the role of calypso and soca music in the Trinidad and Tobago annual carnival.
They're shaking it. They're shaking it. Yeah. This is not a jam and wine.
Again, just like most of everything on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the entire Caribbean islands in general, Africa is the origin of calypso and soca music. You know, it's said that music and dance are integral parts of the African culture, and Africans take them wherever they go. In this case, African slaves took their music and dance to the Caribbean islands. They used music and dance to communicate, express themselves, and resist oppression. So, calypso and soca originated from African rhythms and traditions brought to the Caribbean by enslaved Africans.
A big man stand up on the road and pee. Little schoolgirls watching me.
As usual, I am going to begin with the beginning, and that's the background of calypso music, and then I will take you through the evolution of calypso into soca music. There we go.
They call their friend to see this man with a snake in his hand, and he only shaking it. If you see him shaking it, if you see how he's shaking it.
The roots of calypso music go back to the 17th century or the 1800s from West African traditions, particularly from the Yoruba and Igbo people. After the 1833 emancipation, when the slaves were freed, the African traditions on the Caribbean islands, which included calypso music, blended with other cultures, mostly Indian and European influences. The current modern form of calypso music evolved in the 1880s to the early 1920s.
That's good. Urinating, selling people food. This man called Dan went behind a van, and after he done tea and shake, coming to shake my hand. A old woman, man, she nearly died when she looked and see Willie outside on the bush fence. He went to pee and stick it right in an S with B. He started running, shaking it. Money falling, shaking it. If you see him falling, shaking it. If you see how he's shaking it. Thank you very much. Delio?
You know what? I can't possibly end this segment without the mention of my man, the legend of calypso music, the man called Mighty Sparrow. He is my favorite. And I'm going to give you a little piece about him. And then I will give you, of course, his music.
I went across the border. I live from California to Tijuana. There I met Margarita.
Mighty Sparrow was born on July 9, 1935 in a small fishing village on the island of Grenada. He was named Slinger Francisco at birth. He was a year old when his mama moved with him to Trinidad to join his father. His interest in music was born even as a little boy. He sang constantly and he joined the choir at St. Patrick's Newtown Catholic Boys Primary School in Trinidad. By the age of 14 and after primary school, he joined a neighborhood steel band performing at carnivals. That was when he acquired his first stage name, the Little Sparrow, which took over the name Slinger Francisco that his parents gave him at birth. Fast forward to his rapid growth into a superstar who shot calypso music into global limelight. His powerful voice with his social and revolutionary songs graduated him from his early stage name of the Little Sparrow to the Mighty Sparrow, also earning him the title of Calypso King of the World. His global performances, his numerous awards, and his revolutionary activism are a huge story for another day. Let's conclude this with the fact that he turned 90 years old on July 9, 2025. He has little health issues, but he still occasionally performs at special events.
Qualité non mouée, coucher là pas qu'à manger, c'est bon bien persissionné, ça qui fait pas qu'à manger. C'est bon bien manger bagaille là. On finit bouger, monsieur, on finit bouger, fini boy, on finit bouger. Gardez dans le secteur, c'est pas ouais pour fini boy, on finit bouger. Allez coucher, la bande n'a pas qu'à croiser. Fini boy, on finit bouger. Bagala, c'est ça. Fini manger beaucoup de ça. Fini boy, on finit bouger.
The girl country
Soca music emerged in the 1970s, and it's a result of a fusion of calypso music and Indian rhythms. That's about 50 to 60 years after calypso evolved to its modern form. The influence of Indian rhythms makes soca more upbeat and more energetic than calypso, which makes it more suitable for exciting and vibrant carnival mood. Both genres have become integral to Trinidad and Tobago's culture and identity, and the signature music for the carnival. Last but not the least, I'm going to give you another feature of the carnival called costumes and parades. The costumes and parade are huge part of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. Bands spend months designing and making elaborate costumes, often with feathers, sequins, and bold designs. It is a spectacle to behold. Carnival bands compete with their costumes and performances. Okay, folks, I love ya, but I gotta leave ya. You got it? Okay, please. Until we come your way again with other editions of Afrocultural festivals, remember to share us and subscribe to our Afroscope.com site, and then other platforms, the social media platforms. Okay? Until I come your way again with the next edition of Afrocultural festivals, I say to you, thanks for watching, and bye for now.